Greetings, and welcome to another dull grey day. Today's video is all going to be about Impressionism and creating photographs that aren't sharp and in focus and all those other things that we are all taught we should be doing with our images. Let me describe to you what's going on here. So I'm in a wood, it's autumn, it's raining, it's a bit cold, a bit grungy. As I'm walking along, my face and my eyes are encountering the rain, so I'm continually having to sort of wipe my eyes. So the atmosphere of the day is already impressionistic, in that I'm not seeing the scene around me clearly. You know, most of the time I'm looking down at my feet, to be perfectly honest, because I'm trying to stop the rain from going into my face. Walking along this footpath, I've found a tree, and it stands out because the other trees around it haven't fully gone into autumn colour yet, but this tree has. And right from the moment that I turned the corner onto this bit of path, this tree just stood out. It was crying out for my attention. And, you know, as a result, I'm drawn to it as a subject. However, just taking a straight picture of the tree, for me, didn't encapsulate the dullness of the day, the fact that I'm battling the elements, the fact that it's raining. So I've resorted to trying to find a method by which I could encapsulate that feeling, that atmosphere, if you like. And what I've done is I've taken the camera off the tripod and started waving it around, to be perfectly honest with you. And it's commonly known as intentional camera movement, where you intentionally wave the camera around in order to create an impression of a scene as opposed to a sharp and well exposed image. So for things like this, exposure, focusing, stuff like that doesn't really matter. Additionally, if I get some water droplets on the front of my lens, not really going to be bothered too much, because the scene itself is going to be very, very blurry. So to some extent that's actually quite liberating. Now I know intentional camera movement is a bit of a Marmite subject. Some people love it, some people hate it. There are some people out there who make their living from it, and that's all they do is impressionistic images. Just noticed I'm getting rain on the lens. Let's just wipe you off. There we go. So let me show you the scene and talk you through it, and then I'll show you what I was doing with the camera. Okay, there's my tree. Stands out, doesn't it? And that's why I was so attracted to it. So on the left hand side of my tree, I've got this, I don't know if it's a holly bush, but I've got an evergreen, dark green evergreen plant. I can't zoom in on this Osmo Pocket, but as I moved to the left, sorry, to the right, I've then got another tree. Not got a huge amount going on it, not a huge amount of character either. So, and unfortunately it does actually lead out of the frame, which is a little bit annoying. So what I've tried to do is find a position that's more or less in the middle, so that if I do encounter any of those objects, then they're kept to the absolute minimum. Additionally, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but there is actually a fence. It's a deer fence or something that just goes along the bottom of the bottom of the tree, sort of where the brown ferns meet the green. And I don't know, maybe that's one of the other reasons why the straight image of the scene just isn't happening for me. I don't know. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you would have noticed there's a bit of sky, but because it's raining, the sky is very, very grey and grungy, and you know, if it was bright and horrible, then it, you know, you could argue it'd be a massive distraction, but it isn't. So there's my camera all set up on a tripod, nice and safe, and let me show you what it is that I've been doing. So let me just switch the camera on first. So I have altered the aperture so that my shutter speed is around about a half a second. That was the first thing that I did. The second thing that I've done is switched off any kind of stabilization or you know, anything that the camera will do to attempt to create a sharp scene handheld. That's all been switched off. The fact that it's red is because I've got the protector on, and also I've spun the polarizer around just to enhance the colors and the contrast that's in the scene. Also, a polarizer reduces the exposure by a couple of stops, so you know, in order to capture some movement I need to move the camera, but the more options I've got to slow the shutter speed down, the better. So polarizer on the front that serves two purposes: deepen the colors, increase the contrast, and also help to give me a manageable exposure. So what I've then done is I've taken the cover off, and there you go, you can see the scene. Doesn't really matter what it looks like on the tripod, it was just handy to do it. Let me just take the camera off. There we go. Right, now I've got the camera handheld in front of me. Where's my hand? There's my hand. I've got my scene. I'm using autofocus. I'm also using a 2-second timer, and I'm doing that quite deliberately. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the shutter, and then I'm going to start to move the camera. And then once that's done, take a quick look on the back just to see what kind of effect I've produced. And as you can see, all I'm doing is I'm very, very gently rocking the camera up and down. Not much more than that. And that's giving me a reasonable painterly look. What I'm also going to do is do, you know, the popular ICM technique is to drag the camera through the scene. So I'm just going to do that quickly. Didn't do that very well, did I? Let me try that again. Right, let's see what I got. Oh, I like that. Prefer that. I like that as well. And I like that as well. Excellent. Right, I'm also going to be a bit extreme here and try. So if I tilt the camera that way, 1, 2, I'm going to twist it. Let's see if you can see what it looks like on the back. Oh yeah, I quite like that. It's almost a wind-blown impression.
If you are enjoying this video and would like to support my channel, then please click on the thumbs up icon indicated here. To be notified when I upload new content, which will be every 2 weeks, then please consider subscribing. It's free and you can unsubscribe at any time. As well as subscribing, click on the bell icon and select all in order to get these notifications. All updates for new videos appear here on the top right hand side of your YouTube homepage.
And bear in mind here, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. Experimentation and playing is key, and it's worth doing lots and lots of different interpretations and then deciding which one works the best for you when you get home. Don't just do 1 or 2, do maybe a dozen and try all sorts of weird and wonderful things. You know, you can drag the camera what's it, not horizontally, is it, vertically across the scene. So I'm going to do that now just to show you. There we go. And what did that give us? Yeah, it's a bit wishy-washy, but you know, you get the impression. All it's costing you is pixels. It's not costing you anything else. But for those of you that are really keen on capturing images that talk about atmosphere, talk about capturing the essence of a place, if you can, try and write down what the essence of the place was. What's the impression that it was creating on you at the time that you created the image? Because then when you get home, the image that you select, the one that you think has made it, is going to be the one that communicates to you really clearly what it really felt like to stand there and look at that scene. Really easy to do, really effective, worth having a play. So that was just a quick whistle-stop tour of doing impressionistic photography. And I'm sure that there will be other circumstances that I come across whereby I see something, find a scene, create an image, and it just doesn't quite tick the box for me. So I'll try and have a play with different types of techniques in order to try and capture atmosphere and mood, and like I said on the previous piece, the essence of the place. So I hope it's been interesting. I hope you've taken something away that you can try yourself. Bear in mind, you don't need to be in a fantastic location in order to try impressionistic photography. You can do it in your back garden, or you can do it in a flower box, or you can do it in the home. With the festive season, and we've all got trees and lights and things like that. Well, you can try the same there, just to try different techniques and actually play with the camera settings that actually produce the effects that you want. Like I say, it is a Marmite subject. Some people love it, some people absolutely hate it and detest it. But there we go. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Keep exploring, stay safe. See you on the next one. Take care now.